Well, somewhat unusually, what I have for you is a presentation, and perhaps even more unusual is that it's a presentation not really so much of my own work, but of someone else's. But there's a rather, for me at least, a rather moving and strange story surrounding the work, which is really what I wanted to present. The work is by a female artist called Elise, who I became reacquainted with fairly recently. And we discovered a shared interest in the work of Deleuze and Guattari, who I don't know if you remember I talked about before at the beginning of the last unit, in terms of their ideas about becoming. And one of the first things she said to me was that there are many types of becoming. They, Deleuze and Guattari, write about becoming animal, becoming intense, becoming woman, even becoming mineral. But all representation is about becoming. The painting of a woman is not a woman, but it is a becoming woman. Really an interesting statement, really. There we go. Elise she's originally a friend of my mother's, and they'd spent time during the war working on the canals together. And after the war, she moved to Paris, and she hung out with a load of artists, including Eduardo Paolozzi. I've included this photograph because it's a rare photograph of the man at least trying to smile for the camera. She said that he never did. And of him she said he was a rather boorish fellow. And some of the other artists she met, including Constantine Brancusi, she said he had a roguish charm. And some of the surrealists, she said they were rather mad and rather self-obsessed. I've included a couple of images of Paolozzi's because they're kind of relevant, I think, in the idea of becoming. It's not always apparent, perhaps, but I think his interest in science fiction and mechanics meant that he often did these figures, very machine-like human figures. So we have, in a sense, we have man becoming machine, not the same interest that I had in terms of man becoming animal, but man becoming machine. I think he's an influence that Elise tried to play down a bit, really. And we